things end up turning out exactly how I visualized it. Not in this time frame I expected. You know what I'm saying? You always want shit to happen overnight. But, I just had clear visions.
What's good? What's good? It's your boy, Dexter Davis, OMD-DEX300, and this is the Corner Store Podcast. Thank you for joining me tonight. I am in the building, and I am ready to get it in. I appreciate y'all. It is August 13th. August. What the fuck? April. It's April 13th. Like Slim, what it do? What it do? It is April 13th. It's a Thursday. It is cold as shit in LA again after having a very warm couple of weeks or so. I would say about about 5-6 days of pure warmth. A lot of people was out. Everybody was out. I think people hit the beach a couple times, but now we back to this cold weather again. It's chilly as fuck out here. A little rainy, a little misty. The weather has been wild. But thank you for coming to the Corner Store Podcast. It is your boy, and I appreciate it. Your boy OMD is very, very pleased to have you in the building. Like Slim, once again, thank you for being my number one fan, and I love you so much. Love you so much. Appreciate you. You always show up and you always show out. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Today was a weird day. This week has been a weird week, come to think of it. And I'll tell you why. First off, I want to thank The Lightest Skin. He's a rapper out of Sacramento that was on my pod. What was that? Fucking Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. And we did a show which is supposed to be episode 35. This is episode 36, I'm sorry, which now this is episode 36, because what happened was, Light Slim, you were there, you saw the show, it was real good, but the split screen option on YouTube is fucking weird. It doesn't allow you to edit the post to be able to post it and actually have it on there. It's something new that they've tried, so I had talked to Lightest Skin about it. He's like, oh, no big deal. Some of the people that he's affiliated with was on that live. They got a chance to see me, and he and I exchange and talk, and at me asking him some questions about his career and everything. But it actually didn't take as far as being in my host of videos that I've had. So we're gonna run that back. I think his dad is bringing him down from Sacramento. They're gonna drive the 200-300 miles, or however far it is, and actually come to the studio in the Valley, my little studio, and actually do that show live, which I think is real beautiful. I commend his father. He's just like me when in regards to his son's music and his career. He's, got a hand. I didn't know that boy was 19 years old either, by the way. I thought he was a little older than that, but he show act, very mature. He's a real nice young man, and I appreciate him being on the show. I just wanted to let him know that, and let anybody who saw that show know that that show didn't get locked in. So hopefully we'll have him again. But today's episode, I had to coin this episode, "The World is Crazy." And I'll tell you what I mean by that. One of my first topics is about a young man in Texas. This is recent. This is reported by the Shade Room. He's African-American, obviously. I'm actually feeling good, like Slim. I'm feeling good. Do I look like I'm sick or something? I'm okay. I'm actually, for those who didn't know, and the reason why one of my chat is asking one of the people on my chat, who's obviously, like I talk about her all the time. She's a wonderful lady in New York that has been down with me since day one, since I started my podcast. And I love you so much because she's always here. It's going on about 10, 11, almost 12 o'clock in New York. I know it ain't 12, but it's getting up there. and she's always on with me. And I just couldn't be more happy and proud to have her as a somebody who responds to what I'm trying to do. But I was recently in the hospital and I had missed a few episodes. I probably would be on episode 38, 39 by now, but I had a heart issue. I still have a heart issue. And I'm going to talk about that tonight in regards to another story that just broke about an actor who was hospitalized today. Matter of fact, let me go to that since I'm on that subject, and we can go back to what the young man I was talking about. Jamie Foxx today was rushed to the hospital off of the set of the new movie that he's filming. Opposite one of the actors is Cameron Diaz. Shout out Long Beach Poly High. That's where she went to school with Snoop Dogg. A lot of people don't know that, but Cameron Diaz and Snoop Dogg went to school, same high school together. Actually, she bought weed from Snoop before. She admitted that on an interview. But anyway, back to Jamie Foxx. He was hospitalized. They took him by ambulance from the set for undisclosed emergency, which has come out now that it was a brain aneurysm. That is so wild to me. This man is healthy as a horse. The same thing happened to Dr. Dre, if you remember. Hospitalized for a brain aneurysm. Now, the reason why I'm bringing that up is to say Lance Reddick just passed away from heart and artery failure. This is a 50-something odd year old man whose credits are The Wire and all time. He's been in a lot of films. John Wick. And I actually met Mr. Reddick some years back at a Staples in West Los Angeles, off La Cienega in the 18th. He was going in there. Very cool dude, real receptive, willing to, chop it up with you for a minute. And he was just a real nice guy. I never forgot that. And when I heard that he passed, it saddened me. And I bring that up to say I was in the hospital for the same thing. I had never had heart issues. I'm gonna tell you something. This is my assumption, but I believe my assumption is right on point. And I'm sorry to say this for those who've taken this vaccine and have not had any problems or anything, because I think it affects everybody differently. The vaccine that they gave us for this COVID-19 bullshit, and the only reason why I took it, and I'm gonna tell you why, because my homeboy, I'm not gonna say my homie's name or anything, but there's a lot of cats out there who told me, why the fuck you take that? I ain't never taken them shit when they tried to, and it was weird how they tried to force us on us. I know it was a fucking disease out there that could kill you if you got it. And it was just so weird. It was almost like a scare tactic from War of the Worlds. Who's to say that shit they gave us wasn't something else that could help fucking kill you in the long run? All of a sudden I got AFib, heart disease now. My heart don't pump like it used to. I never had none of those problems before. Smoke weed, eat all. What the fuck? I'm gonna keep it real with you. Something ain't right about that. Jamie Foxx, this nigga, I know he work out. I know he eat decent. He probably smoke weed. We don't know, but if he do, that shouldn't be fucking you up like that. Brain aneurysm out the blue, man. It's weird. What's up with all these brothers all of a sudden dying and shit for some bullshit? Somebody else had passed recently. Look, man, everything they give you ain't good. And how the fuck you supposed to know? I'm in the hospital and I'm a veteran, so I'm at the VA, and they're supposed to be doing some type of a procedure where they check my veins and my arteries and see if I have any blockages. You know, the motherfuckers had me in the hospital 5 days. They never did that fucking procedure. Talking about they didn't have, I'm a big dude. I'm 6'4", now about 3'6" or something like that. Talking about they didn't have a fucking operating table to do the procedure on that could fit me. What? This big ass fucking hospital gave me a shitload of, I'm taking meds out my ass. Who wants to take all that shit? I could be taking something for one thing and the liver fall out your butthole. Are they trying to keep me alive? Yeah, but my quality of life means something to me. What if this shit take off? What if I'm doing right now, decide it's going to blow up? And you give up. I know ultimately this is not, what I'm doing is ultimately not for just, how should I put this? Just for me to be going out and buying up mansions and all that. No, I'm doing this shit for not only the benefit of me enjoying what I do, but hopefully, what's up, man? What's good, man? Love you. That's light skin right there. Sacramento in the building. What's up, bro? I'm not just doing this for the simple fact of doing it or just trying to get notoriety. I could give a shit about notoriety. Notoriety is nothing. Notoriety means nothing. What the fuck does notoriety mean? Not a damn thing. What I'm trying to do is build something. I'm actually getting a call from my mom. I'm gonna have to hang up. She don't even realize she calling me all late at night. What the heck you calling me that late for? I'm on my podcast right now. I just tell you how weird life is. All of a sudden she want to call now. It's fucking weird as hell. But as you can see, I'm using my personal phone to do my business with. But this fucking camera on here is dope. I can shoot a movie with this shit. Come to think of it, before I forget, a movie that I'm in has just been released. It's on Tubi TV right now. It's a horror film. The horror film is called True Blue Ripper. Remember that name? It's called True Blue Ripper. I play the father of the guy who is being fucked with. The antagonist is a cop that uses black magic and satanic worship to do his thing. Somebody just said something. If you see the chat later, you'll see what he just said. That was fucking hilarious. But I had to hang up on my mom. I'm sorry. I can get back to her ass later. I really can. But she probably left me a voicemail for whatever reason. I'll check it out. I just got it right there. But I was in the middle of doing my pod. I ain't had time to talk. Anyway, long story short, I'm in a film. I'm actually in several. If you went on Amazon, if you got Amazon Prime, I'm in a movie with Golden Brooks, Clifton Powell, Gary Owens Jr. called Everything That Glitters. Not the greatest movie in the world. It's obviously low budget as well. But these are some real prime actors. I got a chance to be around some really, really talented people. But on this True Blue Ripper film, it's another young black producer, director, writer. And I got to play this guy's father who was helping investigate this guy, ended up ultimately getting killed and also coming back as a demon to torment his son. That shit was wild. It's crazy. Yeah, watch it tonight. Yeah, light skin. Watch it tonight. It's a good movie, man. It's free. Obviously, if you download the Tubi TV app and just put True Blue Ripper in there, you can see it. It's actually probably a few things that I'm on Tubi, but I gotta remember all this stuff. I've been in so many films and videos and a lot of low budget stuff, but some of the stuff is real good. I was in a short film called Murky Roads, where I played I was in a cult. I was one of the heavies in the cult. You know, if you're in a cult, you got to have a guy who's the leader of the cult, and then obviously if he wants you to, to keep people in line, you got to have some big dudes out there to do. And I was one of the big dudes. That was, they called me Benji, and Benji, that character was kind of slow, but he was like for some reason, slow cats is real big, be super strong, like they retarded, but they be strong as hell. And you could manipulate them real easy. So they had me playing that part. I didn't have many lines, but I did my thing. You know what I'm saying? I remember the girl escaped in the movie. She had set some kind of fire and it blew up and it's fucking scared when I ran to see. And that's how she got away and we chased them. It was pretty good. So go make sure you check that out. It's on Tubi TV now. So check it out. It's a real cool little movie. I enjoyed being a part of it. We shot that in Hollywood. Now back to what I was saying. I believe that vaccine wasn't good for certain people's anatomy, certain people's DNA. You don't know what that shit is attacking. It could be attacking my organs and systems right now as we speak, and supposedly supposed to be keeping me from, catching the super flu that came out, you know. But I haven't felt the same since I took that shit. I remember when I took both the first dose, man, it felt like my skin was crawling. I never really said nothing to nobody about it. I just thought it was a weird, it was just a side effect. And that's what they banking on you to believe sometime when they give you this shit that, oh yeah, it's gonna be some weird stuff. You're gonna feel weird for a minute, but you'll be fine. After the second dose, you won't know nothing, But I used to feel like shit was crawling on me. You know what I'm saying? You look at your arm, ain't nothing even there. Just, you got a crawly feeling on your arm and shit. So, if you took the vaccine and you're fine and you've been fine and everything's regular, that's great. I'm glad to hear it. And there's people who taking that vaccine and still got COVID. Yeah, it didn't kill you. And that's what they were saying. It was supposed to prevent you from dying. But man, I don't know, man. I don't know. Jamie Foxx having an aneurysm out of nowhere is weird. Now, if it's shit that they're doing that we don't know about, like say if he sniffs cocaine and we ain't know, I don't see it. It could be. It could be. Let me see what my man likes. I have no recollection of ever getting my second COVID shot. So that's cool. All of a sudden, everybody want to text me and message me while I'm doing this pod. It's fucking weird, man. But that's just how it is. But I'm gonna keep on banging, and they just gonna I'm gonna have to get to their ass after I'm done. But to be honest with you, me being I hope testing. I hope I didn't mess the mic up. I did it because I'm a vet, and everything we get at the VA, they just hand us that shit like candy, which is fine. I'll take anything if it's gonna benefit me. But I remember I took the flu shot years and years ago, and that shit made me sick as fuck. They basically introducing the damn disease in your body in a small dose, sort of like if you was a snake handler and you wanted to not be killed by getting accidentally bit by certain species of snakes you had that were venomous. You would introduce some of that shit into your bloodstream to build up a tolerance. That's all they're doing when they give you these vaccines. Or they might have gave you something else that eventually will take out some of your shit, your organs. It's just weird, man. I hate to be like that. I hate to feel like that. I hate to think like that. But look at the country we live in. One of the greatest countries, the most powerful in the world. But the thing about it, the most powerful people in this country don't want to see anybody that's beneath them live a certain way. You know damn well they don't care about the poor people. So why would they care about putting this drug out so hard for free? Under the guise of saving your life. Under the guise of saving your life. We got this drug and we rolling it out by the truckload. Hell, they couldn't even get the fucking TVs and cars off the ships at one time because of COVID. But they could sure roll that damn drug out to every goddamn corner of the U.S. All the way from Hawaii to Puerto Rico, they got that damn drug out. They found the truck drivers for that shit. They found the post office that delivered that shit. Didn't they? But you couldn't get eggs and fucking a decent pair of pants and shit for damn near a year and a half. That's how the world worked. So sometimes you got to think that the country ain't for your own good a lot of times. Yeah, they talk about cutting Social Security and cutting food stamps. What's going to happen then? And they wonder why people getting their ass jacked on Melrose. Motherfuckers following that. Now, if you're a rich white person, your ass buying fucking Audemars and going to the fucking Specialty Supreme and buying a $1,500 hoodie and buying you some $240 to $400 pair of fucking Air Force Ones painted on the side, you about to get robbed because there's motherfuckers out there that ain't living that lifestyle and want to be able to rock that shit too. The world needs to stop presenting all these things and we selling this and this new helicopter and that new boat. And that's why you got pastors of churches that are in houses that if they just sold a house, they could save a whole fucking neighborhood, a whole town. $65 million home, no one needs to live in that house. You ain't got enough family to have a city. The funny thing is a motherfucker that will buy a house that's worth $65 million, he the only motherfucker want to be in there. It ain't like he finna move he might move his mama in there. He might move an old auntie or uncle that need him in there. And I say might. Creflo Dollar said, and I quote, "If God want me to have an airplane, why shouldn't I take the blessing?" Nigga, use something else. That nigga said I need a G5 to spread the gospel. Hey man, it is what it is on that. I'm gonna get back to the number one topic that I want to talk about was it's a young black man in Texas. And this is pretty much segueing into the facts that we live in a country could give two fucks about you, especially if you're a minority, especially if you got this pigment. They gave that boy 70 years. 70 years. And guess what he did? What his crime was? He spit on a cop. $70 years. And people, excuse me, I'm burping like a motherfucker. People in LA wanting to move to Texas. Oh, LA too crowded. I don't give a fuck. I ain't going to no Texas. Nope. I don't give. If I had $10 trillion, I wouldn't move to Texas. If I had 10 trillion, now we talking trillion, I'd buy my own island. Fuck all the bullshit. Ain't no reason to even stay in America. You got that much money. There's no reason. You might as well make your own utopia. But if I was to come up on some bread and there was some houses in, let's say Gunther, we'll call this fictitious town, Gunther, Texas. And it was real, how should I put this, friendly to blacks. There's something going on with that. If there was a town like that and they was like, come on down to Gunther, man. They ain't tripping down here. It's black town, black mayor. Something ain't right about it. It's a setup. They did the same thing in Atlanta when my mama moved there. Back in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s. I was in the service. Oh, come to Atlanta. You can buy a house here and blah, blah, blah. My mama went down there. She got a house all right, real nice. Man, them jobs was paying $12 an hour. Like, top pay was like $12.50, $13. The fuck? It's a trap. So this boy spit on a cop down there and they gave him 70 years in prison. 70. Not 10, not 15, not 20, not 30, not 40, not 50. 70 years for spitting on a police officer. Now, he had a checkered past. He got a record. Got a record like a motherfucker. But having a record don't allow them to give you fucking 70 years because the judge and the cop felt like they was disrespected. Man, fuck them police. That's why people say fuck 12. And of course you're gonna say fuck 12 till you need them. But let's be real, if we didn't have to use the police and we could indiscriminately protect ourselves, it'd be a lot of dead ass people out here. But that's what the police are supposed to be here for. They're peacekeepers. So nobody won't get guns and meet in the middle of the street or take some swords and knives and stab each other the fuck up. But when you call the cops, you calling people in there that actually might escalate the situation instead of de-escalate, because they don't have no de-escalation training. They tell you that. They tell you they motherfuckers do not have any de-escalation training. Let me change this. Hold on one second. I gotta put this charger on this other speaker. Police don't have no fucking chill. They don't. It then came out that they got fucking gangbangers on the sheriff's department, and they initiating. So if you're a rookie cop, they'll kill you. They tell you to go out and kill somebody, and you get some stripes. What the fuck? Where are we living, man? We are on planet Zingon. What the fuck is going on? They can indiscriminately give you 70 years in certain states. Certain states to this day, it's 2023, April 13th. April 13th, 2023, there are still sundown cities. If you don't know what a sundown city is, there's certain cities, not just in the South, there's cities in Illinois, cities in Wisconsin that are sundown cities. A black person cannot be caught there wandering around, getting gas, going nowhere, fucking around, going to a club, nothing in that town at sundown are they liable to get killed or harmed in some way? And you wonder why black people roll around with guns in their cars and shit. And they try to make, now, this thing where they're trying to take guns away because of these sick son of a bitches that's been doing all these shootings, I get it. But they're not trying to take guns away. They're trying to limit the type of guns you can have. I don't give a fuck. You can take an AR-15 away. I know how to use a 9mm or a 6-shooter quite well. Handguns will be fine. I don't. And if they talking about motherfuckers not having ARs, right? Okay, I get a 30-06 with a scope and hit your ass from a distance. I'm ex-military. I was a sharpshooter. You can look at my DD-214, nigga. I was out of 40. I was 38 out of 40 on the rest range. Damn, there was an expert with that motherfucking M16. Can't see shit now. I'm blind as three motherfuckers now. But back then, I was knocking them targets down like it was real motherfuckers walking around. I don't need no AR-15, nigga. Most motherfuckers that need an AR want to put it on automatic and try to spray the room up. That's because you can't shoot. Your rights are not being taken away. They're regulating these weirdos getting these guns. There's certain motherfuckers don't deserve to have no gun. The responsibility should fall on the person. And just, you remember Men in Black? I'm gonna tell y'all a scene in Men in Black, and I want you to go back and look at Men in Black. Tommy Lee Jones was finally telling Will Smith, Will Smith had finally seen what the MIB was about. He was getting recruited, and he had him on the park bench by the East River, and they was talking. He says, Will Smith said to him, "Why don't y'all tell people that you exist?" He says, a person. He said, people are level-headed. They could take it. Tommy Lee Jones said, a person is level-headed and could take it, but people are dangerous and crazy and reckless and irresponsible. And he's absolutely right. That's why the government hasn't told us there's aliens out there, because if people found out, they fucking start rioting. Certain motherfuckers can't handle. You see how crazy Karens are and all these fucking people. There's people out there, you sitting in my own bed. I might be sitting in the park reading a book with my glasses on and some motherfucker walk up. Did you know the park wasn't open at this time? What? Look at the sign say right there. Well, it's just bothering you for no fucking reason. Because you just exist. And he's absolutely right. There's certain things you can't tell the public. You got to ease them into it. Now they're starting to ease us into the fact that they actually might be extraterrestrials or some type of entities sliding up in the atmosphere. Also, you can't deny the shit after you start seeing big fucking triangles flying around and fucking. You can't deny the shit. Before you know it, they'll tell us in 2026. Yeah, we killed 16 Bigfoots. Them motherfuckers coming from somewhere. We just don't know where. It'd be like 10 of them bitches lined up at Area 51 on the ground somewhere. So you can't, my point is this. You don't know what's going on. That's why I keep telling people, keep your head on a swivel, keep handling your business, make your money, but always still keep an open eye and an open ear for what's going on. World War III is right around the corner. They're not talking about it. They're talking about Trump being indicted and all that. America is about to lose its fiscal place in the world. And what I mean by fiscal is the dollar is about to turn into 15 cents. That African alliance with Russia and China and India, and guess who else? A lot of people don't know this. Fucking Brazil. There's an alliance, and they're trying to create their own currency. Now, when I talked about this on TikTok before I started my my pod today, which another thing, that's another announcement I'm going to make. I'm starting doing the Corner Store podcast at 7 p.m. on TikTok, 1 hour before I do the 8 p.m. YouTube pod, which is going to be able to, because on TikTok, I'm doing my thing on TikTok. I'm not going to sit there and lie. I'm going to start doing my pods on there and going live. And, hopefully it starts popping off like it deserves to on there. But I got a lot of followers on TikTok. for a lot of reasons. I'm doing some things on there that I really like and enjoy. I like movies. I like, stuff like I'm an actor. So I put a lot of my favorite things on there. So if you haven't seen, or if you don't have TikTok, you might not even like TikTok, but fuck with me on TikTok. Go get TikTok and go to Corner Store TV on TikTok and you'll see my page. It's really cool. But to be honest with you, there's some other countries who tried to do this and America just wasn't having it. And they killed the leader. And that leader was Muammar Gaddafi. Gaddafi's son was shot down defending the country from American U.S. pilots crossing over their border, doing some recon. And they got into a dogfight and they lit his son up, killed him. Son was an ace. He's a hell of a pilot flying MiG-23s, if I'm not mistaken. And F-14 Tomcats put his ass in a fireball. And some years later, they ended up fucking his father up and taking him out, calling him a dictator in Libya. When all that man did, the people was pissed. That's how Al-Qaeda, people don't understand. Everybody talking about, these terrorists. How you think Al-Qaeda got started? If you saw that movie where they were in Libya, it was a movie, I forget the name of it. It's something like 17 hours or some shit like that, where the American embassy was overrun by Taliban in Libya. Why do you think the Taliban went fucking nuts in Libya? They had just killed Muammar Gaddafi and they turned that country upside down. That man had that country rocking. He did. He had that country rocking. He was about to create his own currency called a gold dinar. The gold dinar would be the only currency used to be able to buy Libyan oil, which would have fucked the American dollar up. Look this shit up. I'm telling you, it's true. And I ain't trying to have no American government come after me or nothing, but you motherfuckers need to tell the truth. You need to tell the truth of how you get your wealth. You need to tell the truth about what you did to the Indians. You need to stop talking about, this woke culture. You motherfuckers came up with that acronym. Being woke is only knowing the true facts about how this place was built, how many people is buried underneath. That's why so many goddamn ghosts and haunted ass places in America. All these fucking dead bodies coming back from the grave trying to tell people, look, man, this place fucking sucks. This shit, you could be sitting somewhere in a hotel, wake up as a ghost on the side of the bed. The American government is crazy. And the motherfucker fly off and shit. Telling you, man, it's a wild ass place we live in. When you got a fucking state that can take a young man because he spit, I don't give a fuck if he vomited on the cop. That ain't worth 70 years. If he put his finger in his mouth and threw up on that nigga, that's not worth no 70 years. If anything, you should be charging him to clean that man's uniform. That's it. Crazy, man. Now, we just spoke about this, but one of the second things I wanted to talk about was Japan is under a countrywide alert because fucking North Korea just shot a ballistic missile right in the Sea of Japan right there. Next thing you know, all you hear was sirens. I'm telling you, we 4-5 fucking steps from DEFCON 5, as they say in the movies and shit. These motherfuckers are going to have us dead and blow. I wouldn't be surprised. Look, they're talking about people already, millionaires who have bought these bunkers in Kansas where they had all the old missile silos. One dude has a fucking whole building built in one of them silos about, 10 stories deep. Waiting on the fucking apocalypse. What the fuck? Hold on to your hats. That's the reason why I say, if you're not worried about your own and your situation and trying to square up some shit before all this shit blow the fuck up, you tripping. Because behind closed doors, all this, they got you so worried about motherfucking making ends meet and paying your bills and taking care of your kids, and they making you fight for this and fight for that. You've been on the freeway. I don't give a fuck what state you live in. The freeways in every state is jam-packed full of mad, worried, hard-suffering ass people. Hell, they got TV shows now called Neighbor Wars. driving wars, motherfuckers fighting over trash cans on the street, and this is my parking space, you motherfucker, and fighting. And what the fuck is going on? All of this turmoil is being created to fucking keep your mind so busy with bullshit that you don't hear the missiles starting to drop. It'll be just like Red Dawn. Motherfuckers will be in school. Next thing you know, you seeing parachutes land in the parking lot, and there's fucking Korean and Chinese soldiers running up on the building, shooting everybody. I'm telling you. And this is not scare tactics. I'm not doing the things that they do by scaring you about, oh, well, they're trying to take let me tell you something, man. There ain't no transgender, gay, anybody that can influence shit if that shit ain't already in your heart. Or you confused enough to be thinking about, what am I? How am I? Who am I? They're not confusing your kids. What kind of power do you have in your home when your kid go out and come back home, he wearing a dress? He wanted to wear that dress anyway. There ain't nobody out there. Are there pedophiles and chomos and all these different things out there? Like the Dalai Lama fucking crazy ass. Now, all these deities and motherfuckers that you be following, that just proves it right there, that no man should be followed in that way. No man should be considered a god living on planet Earth. And that's what they say about him. Yet still, he gonna kiss your son in the mouth and want to tell him to suck his tongue. Like that's cool to do. This demonic ass shit, man. This shit crazy. It is some freaks and weirdos and fucking psychopaths out there. And you need to be worried about the Most High. The Most High being a power that you can't see. But believe me, they have misconstrued his word. They have changed his doctrines to benefit their own personal bullshit. But you know, when you go to church, a real church, a down and dirty church, a church that's fucking ain't got no nothing in there. Pastor ain't asking you for shit. He just wants you to come in and hear the word. You know, when you go in there and he's preaching that word, you feel that energy in you. It ain't about just the energy or endorphins and nothing. There's something to that shit. When you're around truth, when you're around him really spitting the gospel, you feel it. That's the reason why people that have been killers have gone to church. Real killer ass niggas. They killed up 10, 15 niggas. Be having their ass in there crying like a baby on their knees, giving their life over to Christ. You know why? Because they feel that shit. It's real. It's real. It's the only way you're going to survive the shit that go on every day is to give yourself over to that. Now, if you don't believe this stuff, fine. It's all to the good. But I know this shit to be fact because I'm telling you, I was on the brink of nothingness, and he brought me all the way back to the point where I'm actually on camera, on my cell, on a worldwide network, talking to people about what's going on in the world, as well as doing comedy, acting, all the things I said I should have been doing when I was a shorty. And didn't have the wherewithal or the gumption or the backing from anybody to do. And because of the sight unseen power, a sight unseen Almighty who created everything that we see, as well as yourself, is guiding that. So I don't know what else to tell you. Now, most of the things I talked about today, I've already covered. Most of it. So I'm going to jump on a particular. Turn off my music real quick. A particular site that I like. I ain't gonna tell you what it is. Let me see if this shit'll let me on here. Ah, no, really? Which one is this? Wow, come on now. I shouldn't have to do all that, but oh well. That shit's incorrect, huh? Oh well, I thought I was gonna be able to jump on there, but let me see if I can jump on this one. The hell with it. I'm not tripping, but I was about to let you hear some stuff from the shade room about that young man that got the 70-year sentence. But the simple fact of the matter is, there's no way that we should be dealing with any of that type of stuff. If a friend of mine, I'm not going to say her name, she recently moved from here, had a home left by her family. I think the last sibling, not sibling, but the last parent, that her dad passed away, and she had that house. It was just her and her daughter living in that house in a really nice suburban area in Inglewood, California. And she decided to get that home up. I don't know if she sold it or not. I have no clue. But she moved to Texas. And we recently got reacquainted and been talking back and forth, kind of, sort of. And she was saying she's coming back to LA from Texas. I knew that wasn't going. I wanted her to go there, or anybody. Matter of fact, another homegirl of mine who used to live under me in Baldwin Hills, she moved to Texas too. I don't really know what's going on with her, but the last time I talked to her, she seemed to be cool. But I guess she got a lot of family down there or whatever. But the other girl too, I believe, but she's not happy. And she want to come back. And I was like, oh, wow. I'm going to tell you right now, California ain't easy to live here. Light Slim, one of my followers here on the Corner Store Podcast, who's in the chat right now, she'll tell you New York is fucking horrible and hard to fuck to live in. There's good things about NY and there's terrible things about it. I mean, they even got a saying, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. You know, coming to LA ain't all it's cracked up to be. You got to have, when she just said it, you got to have money. You got to have money or some type of income coming in more than you would ever expect. There's apartments in New York worth $3,000-$4,000 a month, and you walk in the front door, fall out the back of that motherfucker. That little. That's the world we live in. If you want to have a nice house upstate somewhere, upstate New York, you better get on your grind and get that paper right. I don't need no $65 million home. You can give me a house for $400,000-$500,000. Shit. You know what I'm saying? A condo or whatever, but it's got to have enough room for me to fucking move around in. I can't live in no matchbox. I can't do it. I live in a small ass rental home now. Shit. I can't do that forever. Nope. Can't do that shit forever. I can't. I got to have more. And this ain't more for me more than it is for my kids. I know how hard it's going to be for them. I thought it was hard for me coming up. The way things look now, the way money finna shrink, and the way the goddamn housing industry is about to collapse, it's going to be hard on young people. And that's what young people today live at home more than any ever other time in history. It's more young motherfuckers all the way to 30-some years old still staying at home with their mama. I remember this one dude, and when I was in Georgia, Glenn Gilmore, I shouldn't probably even use his name. I don't think he'll ever see this or anything. He might not even be alive still, but that was some years ago. But Glenn Gilmore was 48 years old. I was a lot younger then, but he was 48 years old living in Hidden Hills, Georgia, or Hidden Hills suburb in Stone Mountain, Georgia, Hidden Hills, with his motherfucking mom and dad who was in their 80s. Grown ass man. Nice house, big house. He was running that crib because they was old. This man had money too. It wasn't like he was broke. I guess he was waiting for them to pass. I don't know. All I know is he had some like porn arcades, little 24-hour arcades up in North Carolina. I think he owned like 2 or 3 of them, and they were making good money. And he had a vending machine company in Georgia. And I ended up working for him for a time, driving his vehicles, everything. That guy was crazy. He battled with depression, had a lot of depression. And I got some stories to tell about people I done ran with. He's white. He wasn't a black dude. He was a white guy. And more white people, this is going to really kill you. More white people looked out for me in Georgia than black people did when I was there. I'll never stay in the state of Georgia again, ever. Fuck that state. No disrespect to nobody who's from there, nothing. And that's not supposed to be no real hard ass place to I mean, LA and New York supposed to be terrible and hard, and Philadelphia and all that. Shit, Georgia, wow. You come down there thinking, man, you shit, that place will take your ass under. Man, I done seen niggas that came from other states that's supposed to be so tough. I'm from Chicago. Nigga, you smoking on fucking Boulder Crest Road now. You a crackhead. Oh, Wes Matthews, his son playing in the NBA. Wes Matthews Jr. I think he's still with the Dallas Mavericks. Wes Matthews' father, Wes Matthews Sr., was in Bowen Homes with me, and I was serving in Bowen. I mean, I'm keeping it in a band. I had a rough time, and there was times where I had to do what I had to do. And I had somebody put some shit in my hand, and I ain't even from fucking Georgia. I'm in the projects off of Bankhead Highway in Bowen Homes serving. I served Wes Matthews, NBA champion, had his fucking championship ring and everything. He played with Michael Jordan, played for the Lakers with Magic, everything. Wes Matthews, no bullshit. That's on everything I love. That's how crazy this world is. That's how crazy this world is. People could be way the fuck up here, and next thing you know, you living under a bridge somewhere. Perfect example is that boy that played for the Boston Celtics, who's now, what is his goddamn name? I can't think of his name. Save my life right now. I almost called it. He's a black kid, but he got red, like that red hair, like, dirty red ass nigga. Look him up. Look him up. You'll see what I'm talking about. Damn, I got two, man. I'm going to get messages like a mug. But yeah, we're on the 46th minute of the Corner Store podcast, and I'm pretty much just, I'm spent. I'm spent talking about the things that we've been talking about today. It's really, really hard to, talk about some of these things. And I ain't trying to do, I'm not trying to do nothing negative. Most of the shit I be saying, I try to put a funny spin on it. But when you really, really look at the world and look at the things that we deal with, sometimes it's hard to face. But you got to face down adversity just like you would face down a dude trying to punch you in the face. You can't let it get you down. And you most definitely can't give up. So with that said, I love y'all. I love y'all with the utmost honor, and my heart goes out to all my listeners, all the people that's on my chat, from Light Slim to Lightest Skin to my son KG to everybody. I appreciate y'all. I'm about to get up out of here. This is the Corner Store Podcast. This is your boy OMD-DEX300. Check me out next week, Tuesday. Next week, Thursday, 8 p.m. I'll be on TikTok, 7 p.m. before the show. Also, we're going Instagram Live on the Corner Store Podcast channel. I appreciate you. Love you. Light Slim. Take your ass to bed. I know you got to get up tomorrow. Love you, baby. Love my homeboy, Lightest Skin. Anybody else who's on the chat, it's your boy, OMD-DEX300. And you have been watching the Corner Store Podcast. I'll holler at you. Yep.